All right, where are you? Hey, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the next set of broadcasts. Ask Ade live, and we are going for a whole year of daily broadcast. And if you are on this journey with me, I welcome you. I'm going to be online live streaming every day at 5 p.m. So if you have any questions, you have any thoughts that you want to share with me live, this is your opportunity to do so. All you have to do is join me live on YouTube at isobanjo.com/live and post your questions. You can post your questions ahead of the meeting. I might not be able to deal with them everything the same day, but I want you to know that I would answer all your questions as much as I can. Unless the questions I feel that they're not going to be useful to you in any way. I want all of us to have a great time whenever I am live. I want to be of benefit and of blessing to you as much as I can. Yes. So my goal is to help you as a man hit your goal in your marriage. Hit your goal in your marriage. And I know that I have a lot of women also that are subscribed to my channel. I want to help you too. Hit your goal in your marriage. Help you transform your marriage, and every one of us, we can have a marriage that is filled with love, God's love, and that brings transformation. That brings that causes us to say, this is God working in my life and in my marriage. That's what I want. So if you are a man right there, you are doing well in your business, doing well in your ministry, you do well even in the community, and at church you are loved, but at home you find it difficult. Your wife is not happy, your children are struggling. Sometimes maybe your children do not even know, excuse me, what's going on, but you know that you're not doing well, you want to hit that goal, then welcome. This is what I want to share with you. I want to share with you how tapping into God's love can change any marriage. Any marriage whatsoever. Any marriage whatsoever. All right, sorry about that. I'm going to put this on do not disturb. I'll not be able to silence that for now. So yes. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm going to. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's get to the discussion for today. How your thoughts affect your marriage. How your thoughts affect your marriage. That's what I'm going to talk about. It's just the topic for discussion, but anyone can share with me what they want or ask me the questions that you have. You can ask me any of your questions and I will be happy to answer you. All right, so let's start with prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank you for your children who are connecting with me, those who are my subscribers here, and anyone who is live with me now, and those who will be catching this on the replay. Lord, open the eyes of everyone to see you, to understand your love for them, and that as we discuss, let faith arise, let there be answers to their questions and answers to their prayers. I pray, Father, for fresh insight into your love, fresh insight into the things that you are doing, that so that your children and we all can have even more faith to receive more from you. I pray all of this in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, so thoughts. How do thoughts affect your marriage? Thoughts. Now, you may not have taken note of this, but many times the reason why you're offended is because of the way you have interpreted what has happened. And all of that you do in your mind with thoughts. Thoughts. if you care, if you take time to watch and understand where your thoughts come from, and if they are your thoughts, and filter them, you may discover that you've removed a huge percentage of the problems in your life and in your marriage. Thoughts are important in every time, in every area of your life. If you take care of your thoughts, you will take care of your life, because your decisions come from your thoughts, your reactions come from your thoughts, your words come from your thoughts, even the things that you achieve come from your thoughts, because you start to create them from your mind. So let's talk about the specific ways that thoughts affect marriage. But before I do that, let me explain to you that if any marriage is going to work, there are three areas that need to be really, really looked into. The first is the way your heart operates, that your thoughts. When I say your heart, I'm not talking of the organ that pumps blood in your body. I'm talking of your feelings, your thoughts, your inner person. You need to work on those. Once you put those in the right space and you're healed, you feel connected to you feel seen, and you feel you've taken responsibility for how you feel, how you act, how you react. You're already on a way to a beautiful marriage. Why? Because many things that trigger others will not trigger you. So that's the first thing. Make sure that you're in a healthy space in your internal areas, your thoughts, your minds, your emotions. So we're gonna talk about. That's why I said how your thoughts affect your marriage. So that's what we're gonna talk about. The second area that you need to work on is also connected to that. It's your connection with God, and with the world around you, your connection. So in that case, your how robust are you in handling other people's failures? That is so important. So first thing, you're taking responsibility for your own joy. Second thing is being able to handle people's failures and not depend on them for your own joy, and handle their misgivings, their judgments, their fears, and do that in relation to your connection with God and your purpose that God designed it for. And the final one is your connection emotionally and otherwise, spirit, soul, and body, with your spouse, with your wife right now. So if you have those three things in place, you are blessed. If you have those three, your heart is good, your connection with God and people around you in general is great, and your connection with your wife is great, then you are blessed. Or your connection with your husband, if you're a woman, then you are blessed, because you can build your marriage from there, and you can continue to improve in all these three areas. Now, the first one, which is taking charge of your heart, has a lot to do with your thoughts, how you think about stuff, how you interpret what happens to you. Let's illustrate that with a story, or just a fictitious story. You're driving down the road one day, and as you're driving, enjoying the day, enjoying some music, suddenly a car just cuts you off. You almost hit them, and then you hit your brakes, you honk at them, and you wonder what kind of a person it is. Now it depends on your thoughts at that point. If your thought says this guy wants to kill me, he's just careless, maybe he's texting and driving, you're gonna get more and more infuriated and angry. You may even begin to find ways to go after him, see if you can call the cops, and all of that depends on your thoughts. If you are the other on the other side, you think this person is driving really dangerously. I wonder why they are distracted. I hope that they arrive safely where they are. Are there thoughts of things that I can do to make sure that they don't kill anybody? It's a different feeling, different approach to it, because of the way you're interpreting it. Now, what determines how you interpret? What determines how you interpret is your past experience. If somebody in your home has been killed by a careless driver, you will be way more infuriated, afraid, angry, irritated by the behavior of that guy, because you have history. You have something that has hurt you before, needs to be dealt with. Maybe you've not fully dealt with them, or just because it's in your past, you can see the danger of their behavior more than the average person. It makes you react in a different way. Still your thoughts, because when that thing is happening, your memory is restored. You're thinking, this is how this man smashed into my relative and kill them and cause a lot of damage and cause a lot of pain. Everything you felt as a result of that loss comes back to your mind. It's in your thoughts. You play them quickly and you make a decision. This person has to be stopped. And you should zone out of where you were having a great day, and you're now having a bad day because of what? Your thoughts. So thoughts can really influence your decision, and that's why in your marriage, if you're struggling, it's because you're not taking charge of your thoughts. You're not taking charge of your thoughts. If you focus on taking charge of your thoughts, and you begin to from today determine how you think, and you start to think in ways that are upbuilding, edifying, and positive, you will be amazed at how a lot of stress will just vanish from your marriage. Examples. Let me give you some examples of ways that negative thoughts can affect. I will use my story as an example. Sometimes my wife will be joking around about stuff, and when she jokes about certain stuff, I find myself becoming defensive. Why do I become defensive? So, for example, I could say something like, "How come this plate is broken? Why is it that this plate gets broken so easily? I thought we just bought a good one." She can say something like, "Well, weren't you the one that said we don't have enough money to buy better plates?" Something like that. Now, she knows that she didn't. I never said that. I know that I never said that. And she's joking around. I'm supposed to say something like, "Really? How maybe yeah, we should start using paper plates." So that's when I say something like that, it shows that I understand that she was just joking. She knows that it's not because the plates are cheaper, or it could be maybe she's just saying that yeah, it's because we bought the cheap ones, but it's not a big deal, right? So there was a time when if you said, "We aren't you the one that said we should buy the ones that cannot break, or that are cheaper and break so easily?" I will start to defend myself and say, "No, when did I say that?" And before you know it, it becomes a problem in the sense that she begins to feel attacked. Now, would you? Uh, right now, if that happens, that's I would respond so much differently, because now I don't feel the need to defend myself. So why did I used to feel the need to defend myself? Because of the thoughts, and those thoughts come from my upbringing, my path. Because when she said that, I would say I would in my mind I felt that she was just trying to deflect the thing and put it on me. I genuinely believe that she thought that I said that. And why do I think that? Just because I'm so used to people, maybe in my past when I was younger, and I know, not just maybe, I knew that when I was a bit younger, I found that people can easily assume you did something that you didn't do, because we lived in a big house. And in Africa, our parents would just bring in uncles, aunties, cousins, and we'll stay there. And there's so many young people in the house, and you could easily be punished for what you never did. And so I had to defend myself. and I built a habit of doing that. And so I brought it into my marriage. And the day I got delivered from that was when she said, "Why are you so defensive? Why are you defending yourself?" And that made a difference. I could see now that there's no need. And but of course, before she said that, the Holy Spirit had been telling me, why do you need to be right all the time? Why do you need to correct people when they are wrong about you? Because sometimes you can just ignore it and allow them to have those ideas that they have that are not necessarily correct because they did not ask for correction. And so your thoughts are what really causes more of the problem in your marriage. And you cannot correct those thoughts because to you, they are correct. When I was always defending myself and saying, "No, I didn't do that. I didn't say that." Why did you say I said that? When did I say that? What was I doing when I said that? When I was doing that, I was so sure that my wife was really being serious and trying to prove that I didn't that what I said was what she's saying. I was so sure about it. So the same with you when you are taking actions or reacting to things, you are convinced that what the other person did is what they did. And so, how do you then get out of this trap when you're so convinced that this is what happened? How would you think otherwise? How do you think otherwise? I'm going to show you how, number one, how I began to break loose from always defending myself, and I'll use that as a point to help you change the way you think about something. The first thing is to remind yourself that you do not see everything correctly. So important that what you're perceiving is not necessarily correct. This is the first is the first thing. So the way I started to get myself from always defending, always trying to show that I was not wrong or I didn't do what someone said I did, was to tell myself what is going on is not always exactly what you think, which then forced me, rather than thinking right away and making judgments and taking action, to ask more questions to confirm that what I am thinking is what is really happening. And I'm going to tell you the second point. Now, if you are with me live, do not forget hashtag live. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay. This is Ask Ade Live, a daily broadcast for 2024 stroke 2025. I'm going to keep doing this until May 30th, 2025. Today is my first day on that journey of 1 year. So we're going to do it. And if you have a question, come live and chat with me. I will always be live for about 15 minutes at sharing stuff, 15 to 20 minutes. And if there's a question, I'll answer it, and I'll keep answering as long as someone is online. And then maybe I'll put a limit to how long I can stay online. But for now, let's get those questions in. If I don't get a question live, I will bring a question or a topic to discuss, and we'll just connect with one another. If you want me to coach you, and you don't want to pay for the my normal coaching, so you can of course always book a call with me to for me to coach you. But if you don't want to do that, you want me to coach you uh, on air like this live, you just let me know, and we'll go on Zoom, of course still streaming live to my YouTube channel, and I'll answer your questions and coach you through the process. So if anyone is here, you've never met me before, my name is Ade Subanjo. I'm a pastor, and I'm an unconditional love coach. I coach and help men hit their goals in their marriages. All right. So your thoughts. Remember, your thoughts, your thoughts. If you don't take care of your thoughts, they will lead you to destruction. They will cause more harm in your marriage and more harm in your life. All right. So today, the way thoughts affect your marriage is that they affect your decision making. They affect your reaction to your wife. They affect the things that you can achieve. And if you want to change your thoughts, you want to start by telling yourself, what I'm seeing, what I'm perceiving is not always correct. And so I need to verify by asking more questions. Once you get used to asking a little bit more questions, then you can also say the way other people are reacting to me is not always how it seems. Most times they are preoccupied with what they are doing and they are not thinking of how it affects me. So that's the second thing. The first one is I'm not always right with the way I see things, so I get to ask more questions. And so the first one is they're not always right. Second thing, I'll get to ask more questions to verify what's going on. And the third one is what they are saying or what they're reflecting to me is not also right. And most times they are focused on themselves, focus on how they are feeling and not how I feel. Once you have this in mind, it really helps you to think differently. And of course, you can then take hold of that and change and flip it. So you start thinking positively about situations. That people are generally good except a few. That your marriage is going to work because God has helped you to choose the right person, and you're going to grow in your space. So you start to think positively in light of your marriage. All right, so I want to talk about that. What kind of things can you focus your mind on so that your marriage can be good? If there are no questions, we're going to talk about that tomorrow during my broadcast. All right, so today I want to just focus on how I got to overcome my negative thoughts or my idea of how to deal with a simple situation, and it can be so for you in other areas. For example, there's a brother that said, I like to buy some stuff and cook in the house, and my wife doesn't do that as much. Yes, but while you're cooking, you can have thoughts, and those thoughts can be, my wife doesn't know how to cook, or my wife doesn't care about me. So those thoughts come, and if you assume that those thoughts are correct, you're going to be in trouble. The best thing is to say, most of these thoughts that come are not always correct. My conclusions are not always correct. I'll ask more questions. And then you can take the time to shame the lies of the enemy and ask more questions. Ask more questions. So, is it that you don't like cooking, or why is it that, what is it that happened that makes you not cook as much as you used to cook when I knew you, or cook at all? She's going to share something with you, and you gotta try to believe whatever she's sharing with you, knowing that she's not focused on hurting you. She's just focused on her own feelings. Maybe she's feeling guilty. Maybe she's feeling ashamed that her husband is asking her about cooking. Doesn't matter. She's going to listen and judge the situation after you have more questions, more answers. Don't just say, I know, I know. I used to think I was sure. And I think you're not the first person. I'm not the first person to think like that. Most of us do think like that. All right. So, as you go away today, go away with that point that your thoughts affect your marriage many ways. We're going to talk about that for a few days, and then we'll jump to another topic. All right. So, if you want me to help you to move your marriage forward, or you just want some resources that can really move you forward in your marriage, I want you to go ahead and look in the description of this video. There will be a link to download my friendship rebuilding cheat sheet with video training. Friendship rebuilding cheat sheet with video training for free. You don't have to pay anything for this. You're going to get it for free. And once you get it, you're going to also be subscribed to my email list. So you get my email, you can respond to me, ask me questions, and you get emails from me every day to help you move your marriage forward. If this is interesting to you, of course, you can always unsubscribe. If this is interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. And if you really want help, you notice that your marriage is really struggling, and you want to know what are the principles and steps that you can take to move your marriage forward, then you want to register for my free masterclass coming up at the end of the month of June. It's going to be live. They're going to be I'm going to be presenting 5 steps that anyone who wants their marriage to work must follow. And if you follow that, you're going to have a changed life, a transformed life. All right. So may the Lord bless you as you go into the weekend. I am going to be in at a retreat with the youth in our churches in Kingston, Montreal, Cornwall, and we're going to be impacting the youth this weekend. But I will take time out of that to share something with you tomorrow night. All right, at 5 p.m. And so you also have a great weekend. Focus on your wife, take care of them, your children, bless them. Let God lead you and continue to love like Jesus and make an impact. Bye for now.